What's your opinion on KONY 2012? Hi JD, love your videos. Was wondering what are your thoughts and or commentary on KONY 2012 and the organization Invisible Children? What do you think of this Stop KONY movement? It's all over. These are just a few questions from you guys. Many more of you have been asking me similar questions. Hi, how's everybody doing? I'm JD Nitro, and this is my opinion on KONY 2012. Alright, so first up, I have to admit my own ignorance because I had no idea what KONY 2012 was until you guys brought it up to me. This organization, Invisible Children, produced a documentary. It's here on YouTube. The link is in the description if you haven't seen it. And apparently, KONY 2012 is a massive raise awareness campaign that they're putting on to raise awareness about this guy right here, Joseph KONY. He is somewhere in the forest jungle of Uganda, and him and his organization, the LRA, apparently for the last several years have been kidnapping people's children in Uganda and forcing them to fight for them. It's mindless, senseless violence that has no cause. Joseph KONY is apparently guilty, or we should say allegedly guilty, of sexually assaulting, raping, brutally mutilating children's faces with machetes. This is one evil dude, okay? And the organization Invisible Children wants to raise awareness about Joseph KONY and what he's been doing in Uganda. And they're going to do so with what they call Operation Cover the Night. And basically what's going to happen is on April 20th of this year, after the sun goes down, thousands of their volunteers are going to blanket major cities all across this country with KONY 2012 posters and stickers and such. And the idea is to get enough people talking about this that the American people will call up their state representatives and demand something be done about Joseph KONY. There are several things wrong with this, and I will explain them, but first, I have to applaud the organization Invisible Children because this is obviously a cause that they firmly believe in, and I think that if there's something that you believe in, some sort of cause or anything, you should do everything you can to further that cause and fight for what you believe in. However, Joseph KONY is in Uganda. The crimes that he has committed them in Uganda. Therefore, he is a problem that the Ugandan government should deal with, not the United States of America. And personally, I am tired of this mentality that a lot of people have that the United States of America is supposed to be some sort of global police force, that we're supposed to go out into the world and right every wrong that has ever been committed by anyone at any time. No. Especially when there are so many problems we have here at home. Our nation is over $15 trillion in debt. We have a commander-in-chief who signs into law legislation that the majority of the American people do not want. We have a movie industry and a music industry that is actively lobbying Congress for internet censorship legislation. But the people in charge of Invisible Children are just concerned about this guy who is somewhere in Uganda doing things that do not directly affect the United States. Now, before any of you bleeding hearts out there decide to rip on me, Nitro, you're so insensitive. You don't care about the poor African children who are having their faces mutilated. I am not trying to diminish the brutal severity of the things Joseph KONY has done, because personally I think that this man is in fact a conduit of evil, and he should be captured and he should be put to death in the most brutal manner conceivable to the human mind times 1,000. But it should be the Ugandan government to do so. It is not the place of the United States of America, because think about it. What if there was some sort of deranged psychotic killer on the loose here in America and he's going around chopping children's heads off? Okay, do you think the Canadian government or the Russian government or the Chinese government is going to be like, we have to go into America and get this deranged child killer in America? No, they're not going to do that because it does not directly affect them. And personally, I think that the organization Invisible Children needs to put forth the same amount of man-hours and resources that they've spent on KONY 2012 on raising awareness and fighting for causes that directly affect the United States of America. And there's just one more thing before I end this video. Let's stop and think for a minute. What if Invisible Children is successful with Operation Cover the Night? And let's say they get the whole country talking about Joseph Kony, so much so that our lawmakers in Washington agree and they say, absolutely, we got to do something about this guy. And we send troops into Uganda and we capture him. What happens next? They take him to the International Criminal Court where he'll be tried for crimes against humanity. If he's found guilty, there's a strong possibility that he won't be executed. Instead, they'll say he's mentally ill, he's crazy, he's insane, and he'll spend the rest of his life in a mental institution. Is that justice? Is that a fair punishment for all the horrific crimes and atrocities that this man has committed? I firmly believe that this man should be brought to justice. He should be put to death. But if the United States gets involved, there's a good chance that that won't be the type of justice that is served. And that's going to do it for this video. I'm JD Nitro. I hope you have found my opinion to be insightful, and I hope it's given you something to think about. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. The official order for doing things. You can also get at me on Google+. I'm out.